What is up, guys? It is PDS, and I'm coming at you with another Plat 1 deck profile. Yes, I hit Plat 1 once again, my third time this month, and I went 15-0 all the way to Plat 1. So this deck is so fun, it's insane. Let's get right into the profile. So I was playing Lightsworn, but this variant is heavily focused on summoning Rongo. As you guys know, Rongo is an insane card. And you might be asking yourself, but PDS, you know, you're playing only 4 warriors. How are you bringing out Rongo so consistently? So I'm going to get a little bit into that a bit later, but let's just get started for the card for card, and then I'll try to explain the combos. And then, of course, the next video that comes after this one is going to be a video of the replays if you guys want to see how this deck works. It's really fun, and there's a lot of lines you can do. So I tried to make this, you know, as close to Lightsworn as possible, but you know, obviously the Thunder Dragons are just too good to pass up. So, you know, you definitely got to play those. And then there's a lot of little dragons that work really well with this deck. So, yeah. So, we got 1 driver. Obviously, you got to play him for the Gamma. 3 Maxi. 2 Gamma. This card is really nice. Trying to resolve some of your cards like Grass or Charged Light Brigade or even Desires. And it's also a really nice hand trap on your opponent's turn. Okay, so then we have 3 Lumina and 3 Lumina Twilight. So the main combo in this deck involves these cards. So the Twilight Lumina will help you get your banished Lightsworns back. And you're saying, how do you banish your Lightsworns? You know, Snow is one way. You have the little dragons. You know, you have your Valkyria. You have a couple ways to get Lightsworns banished. You even have, you know, like Gold Sark on a really, you know, bricked hand. So this card, once per turn, you can banish 1 Lightsworn monster from your graveyard, hand or graveyard, then target one of your banished Lightsworn, special summon. So what you usually do is, like, you know, you'll banish a wolf or something with a Snow, and then you'll use Twilight Sworn Lumina to banish Lumina, and then you special summon the same monster you just banished. You just need to have a target that's banished already. So, you know, you banish the shit one to special summon the good one. So that's how you usually do. This one, of course, you know, you discard a card, target 1 level 4 lower Lightsworn. So basically you do Lumina, discard, you know, whatever, special summon Lumina Twilight, and then Lumina Twilight will banish 1 to special summon the one you just banished. So then you'll get 3 monsters on the field really easily. And if you have more Luminas, you know, obviously you can keep going more and more with all the Luminas. So yeah, you'll see that in the replays. I really abuse Lumina a lot. So you play 1 Garroth. Garroth is the worst card in the deck, but he's also a level 4 warrior, so he's really important to play because there's only 3. There's only you know, there's only 2. Actually, there's more warrior Lightsworns, but like they're all pretty shit. So he's like the best one out of besides Raiden. So you want to play Garroth because he's just another name that's a warrior and he's level 4. That's literally the only reason. I find myself often sending it, if I mill a Chaos Valkyria and I banish it with Snow, I'll just end up you know, sending a Garroth as a vanilla. He just becomes a level 4 warrior basically, but he's a Lightsworn, so that's cool. 2 Wolf, obviously a little bit bricky, but you play the triple solar recharge and Lumina can discard. You have a lot of ways to get this back into the deck. Skull Dread, you know, whatever you want, and it does help a lot with the you know, this deck it can be low consistency, but it has an extremely high ceiling. So compared to something like, you know, Phantom Knights, where they're just ending on Rongo and maybe a, you know, a Utopic Draco, this deck will, like, literally just always win the game if you go first, because you end on, you know, Rongo with 5 materials, 0 Boros, Colossus, like you have a Snow in the graveyard to trigger the 0 Boros. I'll get into all these effects, but, you know, obviously you guys know what Rongo does. Your opponent cannot play the game, so, yeah. So then we play 2 of each of the baby dragons. These cards are really good with Raiden because they help you chain block for your Chaos Ruler. So if you have Raiden and one of these little dragons, you're in a really good spot because Raiden's level 4 tuner, and then these guys can synchro off into the Chaos Ruler, and so you do Chaos Ruler, Chainlink 1, and then the little babies Chainlink 2, and so you can chain block against cards like Ash or any other hand trap that can try to stop your Chaos Ruler. And then once this resolves, you know, you're going to be in a really good spot to just win the game because that's when you really start getting all your engines going. So yeah, and then of course you know, they do have that effect to banish, you know, a light or a dark, so that comes up very often, especially, you know, if you open like Chaos Space, discard Dragon Dark, get White Dragon, then you banish the Dragon Dark, special summon the White Dragon, then this one will get you Hawk, and then you have a guaranteed Colossus. So there's a lot of plays, and I wish I could get into all of them, but, you know, we only have so many minutes in the video. So 3 Raiden. This guy is MVP next to Lumina. He mills you 2 cards. He's a tuner. He's a level 4. He's a warrior. He's a light. He does it all. He mills 2 in the end phase. But yeah, so then we play 3 Snow. This card is really good because we're playing a grass deck. You know, banish 7 other cards, special summon it from the graveyard. If this card is normal or special, you can Book of Moon one of your opponent's monsters, so flip it face down. And it's really, really important in this deck because it's a spellcaster, so that'll come up a lot when you're trying to summon Celine from the extra deck. So the fact that it's a spellcaster makes it even better in this deck. So yeah, keep that in mind, guys. We play 1 Star Liege Seifert. So this card is really handy, especially its on-field effect isn't really that good, honestly, but it's really nice to have when you mill it off of grass to get back either your Judgment Dragon or your Chaos Dragon Levianeer. It has an effect in the graveyard to banish itself to add back, you know, either your Judgment Dragon or your Levianeer. So really, really cool effect. And the on-field effect can help you get your little baby dragons too. So that's something to consider as well. Play 1 Chaos Valkyria. This card is just an extender. It doesn't really do that much. It's just you banish either a light or a dark, special summon this card from your hand, and then if it's banished, you can send 1 light or dark, but you cannot activate cards or the effects of cards with the same name as the one that you sent. So that's where I usually send Garath, or if I already have my combo, I'll send, you know, Star Liege. If I have Star Liege already, or if I don't have these banished, I'll send like the Strudo. You have a lot of stuff to send to set you up for the next turn. Then I play the the Thunder Dragon package. So 2 Dragon Dark, 1 Dragon Hawk, and 2 Roar. So you usually want to get your Hawk as quickly as possible. So, you know, either get your Lure of Darkness to banish these guys, banish them with Snow. But if your Hawk is already banished or in the graveyard or something, the next thing you want to do is get your Dragon Roar, because your Dragon Roar can recover your Hawk. If you end up banishing, you know, your Hawk with your desires, then just use the Thunder Dragon portion of the deck just to link climb into like Skull Dread. But usually you want to save it. You know, if they Nibiru you at least still end on Colossus. So that is the theory behind the Thunder Dragons. And then of course, it makes your end board stronger as well. Like you don't need Colossus in the end board, but he'll be there. So there's games where I just brick. You know, I don't really draw that well, but I still have a Colossus. And there's a replay where I literally I tried to pop off with like Minerva and all of these cards, but I couldn't get anything. So then I was like, all right, let me just make Colossus. And then he tries to play his Drytron turn, and then he can't play it through Colossus because he can't add anything. So yeah, that is the reason. I tried to, you know, I wanted to play cards like number 38 and other like Appaloosa. There's just not enough room in the extra deck. And this was like, you know, it has a lot of synergy with the deck. It helps you link climb, and it only takes 1 extra deck space, so it's not that bad. 1 Destrudo, just an extender. It helps you make Shooting Riser Dragon and even Chaos Ruler sometimes. If you target a Lumina, it'll turn itself to level 4 tuner, and then you need one of your little baby dragons to make the Chaos Ruler like that. And then, yeah, you know, it's also a body if you need to link climb into Skull Dread or something. Then we play 1 Judgment Dragon just for the culture. It can come up also with the, if they have a lot of floodgates, you can just summon Judgment Dragon. You know, you activate it, they act chain, skill drain or whatever, you can droplets, send it off the field, and you just wipe the whole field. And then obviously, Chaos Dragon Levianeer. It has a lot of good effects for this deck. It can pop 2, it can special summon back your guys, it can, you know, put a card back into their hand. It's a level 8 monster, which isn't really relevant because we're not playing the number 38, but it's, you know, it's a body still, and yeah. There's a lot of good things about this card. Obviously, you know, there are some hands that are very bricky, but that's the nature of these decks. It has a really high ceiling, but, you know, the consistency sometimes not always there. But it's extremely fun to play, so, yeah. Okay, so then 2 Nibiru. Just because you can get it off of Chaos Ruler, sometimes, you know, you don't get mill into anything crazy, but you excavate a Nibiru, just go ahead and pick it up because it's a great hand trap to have on your opponent's turn. And yeah, so, and it's also a light, so pretty nice. 1 Foolish Burial helps you play, you know, you can send Wolf for whatever you need in a certain situation. Snow to 1 Gold Sark just to secure your Dragon Dark. So you can go Gold Sark, banish Dragon Dark, get Dragon Hawk, then you can start playing, you know, Grass or Desire. So if you open up Gold Sark, you at least have a Colossus, which is really nice. 3 of Lure of Darkness. It works extremely well with the Thunder Dragon package, and it helps you, when you're bricked, especially with, like multiple Luminas or multiple Collapse Serpents. So yeah, great card in this deck. 3 Solar Recharge. We play a ton of Lightsworn names, so this card is just amazing in the deck. You discard 1 Lightsworn, draw 2, mill 2, so really nice. 3 Charge the Light Brigade. Best card in the deck. It's a UR. Send the top 3 cards from your deck to the graveyard, add 1 level 4 or lower Lightsworn monster. So it gets you to basically anything that you're missing. It mills 3 cards, and it mills as costs too, so if they ash this, you still get to mill 3 cards, so sometimes that's enough. 3 Desires, just because, honestly, you just need, the 2 level 3s and then 2 warriors. That's what you're looking for most of the time. Like I said, if you need to secure your Thunder Dragon package, try to get Dragon Dark banished or off the field, and then you can get your Hawk, and then you can still... You're not... Desires, basically, you don't want to banish the Thunder Dragon guys, but it's okay, It's a really, really strong card still in the deck. 3 Grasslook Screener. Obviously, with a 60-card deck, this is a card that's just... It helps you just play through, like, a million cards, so... you mill your Snows, and you can just start popping off like crazy. You mill... And you banish your Thunder Dragons, you start getting pluses like crazy. You mill your Wolves, you special summon them. You mill your Chaos Spaces, you can put stuff back in, like Judgment Dragon or Levineer, when you banish them with Snow. So really, really great card. 3 Chaos Space. Helps a lot with the consistency, and it sets you up really well, like with that little interaction I said. Chaos Space, discard Dragon Dark, get the White Dragon Buster, banish, and then you get your plays from there. If you have Raiden, you can go pop off super hard, and then Chaos Space also gets you your big dragons, so it gets you your little ones and your big ones, so great card in this deck. And then it even has the effect to draw, so highly recommend it. 3 Forbidden Droplets. Obviously, this deck has an amazing going first, and this card allows you to go second. And then overall, honestly, this deck can go second only because, it just has so many extenders that they're going to need a lot to, stop everything. And then, like I said, obviously there's some games you summon Lumina, it gets impermed, and you just, you can't do anything, but that's just variance, right? Like, that happens sometimes for sure. Okay, let's go on to the extra deck. 1 Colossus to stop them from adding cards to their hand. Really, really great card, and really easy to summon. 1 Michael, just because Lumina into Raiden into Michael is really strong. Pay 1,000 life points, banish a card on the field. And then when it's destroyed, you can shuffle them and gain life points, I believe. I never use that effect, but yeah. 1 Shooting Riser Dragon. This card lets you send a monster, and it lets you match the level of whatever you sent. So sometimes there's games where you don't mill a Snow at all. So it doesn't let you use the effect during that turn for the rest of the turn, but on your opponent's turn, you can use your Snow. So yeah, this is only a last-ditch effort to get a Snow into the graveyard, and you can make it extremely easily with Destrudo. So yeah. 1 Chaos Ruler. This card is extremely important in the deck. Basically, when it's Synchro Summon, you can excavate the top 5 cards of your deck and add 1 excavated light or dark monster, and then you send the rest to the graveyard. So it'll help you trigger your Wolves and a bunch of cards. It helps you get your graveyard full of delicious effects. And then it has an effect in the graveyard. You can banish 1 light or 1 dark from either your hand or graveyard. So your graveyard is going to be full at this point, especially summon onto the field. So it's just like a great way to link climb as well. So yeah. Then we play 1 Bamboozling Gossip Shadow. You never use this really to negate. It's more so just to put itself under Rongo. And of course, you guys know Rongo, when it has 4+ materials, your opponent cannot special summon any monsters. So yeah, really, really amazing card. And it's the win condition for this deck. One of the win conditions. Colossus obviously is another one. And yeah, so I'll get into the combo a little bit after I just go through the extra deck. So just give me a second, guys. Minerva. You can detach 1, send the top 3 cards from deck to the graveyard, and then you draw equal to the number of Lightsworn monsters sent to the graveyard by this effect. So sometimes you draw 0, sometimes you draw 3, sometimes you draw 2. You really just want to mill. So if you get to draw, that's just a bonus. And then if this card is destroyed by battle, or if this card in your possession is destroyed by a card effect, you can send the top 3 cards to your graveyard. Then you can destroy cards up to the number of Lightsworn sent to the graveyard by this effect. So an amazing card, especially if you don't have Raiden. It can help you just start your engines. 1 Phoenix, just for the back row decks. and it still gets you to Celine, so it's fine. 1 Lina. Honestly, this card didn't really ever come up. It lets you special summon a light from their graveyard, but I only put it in because you can make it so easily. But like I said, it doesn't really come up, so you could replace this for maybe number 38. But yeah, you know, just play it and test it, see if you like it or not. 1 Curious. It's 3 monsters but with different attributes. 3 monsters with the same type. I'm sorry, with the same attribute but different types. So you know you have Wolf, which is a beast but it's light. Then you have Wyvern Buster, which is a dragon but it's also light. And then you have you know, like Garroth. It's a light but it's a warrior, so you can make Curious in many ways in this deck. And he's really strong. He lets you send a card you want to the graveyard, and then you can mill 3 cards. And then if it's sent to the graveyard, you can add one of your if it's destroyed by battle, or if it leaves the field because of the opponent's card effect, you can target 1 card in your graveyard and add it to your hand. So basically, just get any card you need back to your hand. So he's an amazing card, and he really helps you unbrick. And then this is the MVP of the deck, Celine. If this card is Link Summon, you place spell counters on this card equal to the number of spell cards on the field and in the graveyard. So that includes you and your opponent. So when you're banishing off of Snow, you want to be careful to, you want to leave at least 3 spells so Celine can trigger. But, keep in mind that your opponent can have spells, so you should count those as well. So then it has a quick effect. During the main phase, you can remove 3 spell counters from this card. Special summon 1 spellcaster monster to a zone this card points to in defense position. So it just so happens that Lumina and Lightsworn Lumina are spellcasters, so it helps you loop them really easily. So to make this, you need 2+ monsters, including a spellcaster. So you can use any Link 2 and then any spellcaster. Or you can use, a spellcaster plus dragons plus 2 dragons or whatever. As long as you have at least 1 spellcaster, you can make this card. So the main combo basically is you use Celine, special summon Lumina, discard, special summon Lightsworn, discard, special summon like a Raiden, and then you use Lumina again. You make Celine again with the 2 Luminas, and then you make you use a Celine, so then you make a 3rd Celine, so then you have Raiden and Celine on the field. And then you do the combo again, Lumina, special summon Lightsworn Lumina, and then Lightsworn Lumina will special summon the other warrior. So your field is going to be Celine plus 2 Luminas plus 2 Raidens, and so that's enough to get to Rongo. And then from there, you use the Celine plus either another body you have somewhere or the Snow. You make Zeroboros. You cannot summon / set monsters to any extra monster zone this card points to, and then it gains 200 for each banished card, so it is huge. And then if another monster is special summoned to a zone a Link monster points to, while this card is on the field, banish all cards on the field, and then during your standby phase it comes back. So you use Snow and summon it under an arrow this card points to. You banish their whole field during the end phase because they can't play because of Rongo. And then during your standby phase, it comes back. It has like 10 gajillion attack, and then you just kill them. So this is why you always have basically a guaranteed win with this deck. And then, yeah, it's really easy to make with Celine plus any monster. So that's usually where you want to make it. You have these 2 cards and then maybe like a Colossus. So Skull Dread is just if you brick. Basically, you want to use 4 monsters with different names, and then it lets you draw 4 cards and put 3 on the bottom. So, and then it also has an effect to special summon a monster from your hand if you use 3 different names. So keep that in mind, guys. And then the final card in the extra deck is Access Code. Obviously, this card is amazing, especially with Celine, because Celine is just an instant access code. So it really helps you OTK. You put up 5,300, you pop a million cards. So yeah, that is the deck profile, guys. The combo is really cool in my opinion, and I really enjoyed playing this deck. It was a lot of fun. I played it on stream, guys, so if you guys want to watch me, I actually am trying to stream daily now on my Twitch account, which is twitch.tv/PDS_. Of course, I will always join Kamel and Rai for tournaments, but I just wanted to try and just start streaming on my own personal channel again, because the tournaments run sometimes, and I had that craving to stream, but I can't stream on the Twitch channel because there's a tournament on it. So I'm like, all right, I'll just stream on my own channel. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for all the support, and I will see you all in the replay video. Peace out.